Picture Aubrey Gordon waiting in a doctor's office. The nurse looks at her chart, then offers a thinly veiled sigh before asking if she's ready to lose weight today. That moment feels routine, but underneath it hums a whole system that sees her, not as a person, but as a problem. Why do we avoid the real talk about fat? What if this silence is the loudest part of the story? Let's peel back the curtain on everyday moments where fat bias sneaks in, often unspoken but ever present. Aubrey recalls sitting in a clinic where over 50% of doctors admit to seeing fat patients as non-compliant or even ugly. She asked about diet and exercise before any actual symptoms, as if her size is the ultimate diagnosis. This isn't care, it's prejudice disguised in a white coat, leaving patients feeling less human and less safe. Think of fat stigma as a viral meme that spreads through social networks, media, and even family conversations. It's invisible but infectious, shaping how we think without realizing it. Just like a contagious laugh, this bias infects institutions and individuals, silently enforcing social rules that punish fat bodies. In 48 states in America, employers can legally reject job candidates because of weight. Imagine talent lost, dreams deferred, just because of a number on a scale. This legal loophole isn't the exception. It's the norm, quietly allowing systemic exclusion while society pats itself on the back for fairness. Why do we link fatness to moral failing? Let's unpack the cultural myths that turn bodies into bad behavior reports. Aubrey shares stories from friends labeled as lazy or lacking self-control. Fatness becomes shorthand for a character flaw, not a physical condition. This is a cruel script written by culture, where a person's worth is bound to their size, like a lifelong report card they never asked for. Being fat in society often means being denied empathy and even basic humanity. Fat survivors of sexual assault find they're less likely to be believed or supported, treated not as victims, but as suspects of their own trauma. This isn't a glitch. It's a revealing error in how we assign value to people. The book exposes disturbing data. Up to 27% of very fat women have attempted suicide. Fatness isn't just about body image. It's about emotional survival in a world that often responds with disgust and violence. This shows how fat justice isn't optional. It's a matter of life and death. If the problem's vast, what's the fix? Aubrey lights the path toward collective action that centers fat dignity and rights. Aubrey calls out how healthcare systems routinely fail fat patients. Seats too small, equipment inaccessible, doctors untrained or biased. She urges structural change, not just compassionate words, to make healthcare truly equal. Imagine a world where hospitals meet everybody's needs without judgment or shame. She points to 48 states where size-based job discrimination is legal and says that's a battleground demanding legislative change. This isn't about personal responsibility, it's about systemic fairness. Imagine filing a complaint and winning the right to employment free from size bias. That's fat justice in action. Fat activism isn't about shrinking bodies to fit norms. It's about expanding society's understanding of justice. Aubrey's movement pushes us to reframe fatness from failure to identity worthy of respect, creating coalitions across races, genders, and sizes. It's a cultural tectonic shift with room for everyone's body. Remember Aubrey at the doctor's office, the assumption that her body is the problem. Now you see it's a symptom of a deeper sickness in society itself, anti-fatness built into our culture and systems. Try this next time you catch yourself judging a body, pause and ask, whose story am I missing here? That simple question can begin a revolution. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.